runes will spawn. Digital Chaos, they're grouping up heavily to contest this top rune, but so are Wings.
And it looks like they're actually going to try and aggro over here.
Wait for it, here they come. They're coming down into the river. Who's going to get that first rune? It does go both go the way of Wings. Weeha taking a lot of damage early on, but the Illuminate, it hits on 4. Blink is so low. DC's almost got first blood. Resolution, time looking into the first blood, but it's Weeha on the Skyrush throwing the orb from range. That will bring down Blink.
And it's early observer reward set up by DC too. They had vision of all those heroes, and Wings, they did not see that Illuminate coming. The Wisp came in, got chucked by that Illuminate. Early first blood goes the way of Wings.
And again, we see DC turn to this Misery Ogre mid lane zoner, trying to keep the Storm Spirit out, while Weeha taunts the Storm Spirit back to his tier 1 tower. But the top lane's going to be a bit of a rough run here for Resolution, as Ice, he has leveled up Rot level 1, he'll have Innocence to back him up, but they're trying to create a little bit of space here for Shadow. Resolution is not alone. Zuxa is up here to help him as that Keeper of the Light.
Early salve already coming out on the Skywrath Mage, but he's doing very well in terms of CS, limiting the Storm to 0-0 with the aid of Misery.
And Misery is just making life an absolute living hell. A Storm Spirit with no progression. That's got to be a dangerous thing. How can Wings change this up? How do you change the balance of these lanes? You do have one of the best rotating surprises of the game, and that's in the Pudge of Wings. But you can't even level 2 on him until he's got a hook.
It's also the Wisp. The Wisp comes in when you overcommit to a lane. But they have really good vision inside.
Well, now that Io's arrived in mid, Misery has rotated to the top lane. Ice is still not level 2 yet, but okay, with the Observer Ward behind the tower from Zuxa, he's able to see Ice moving around. So now the Pudge rotations, the second he leaves that top lane, DC's going to know about it.
And that Sentry Ward is a little bit out of range. Wings have a lot of trouble in this early game. They want to get stacks up with a Wisp, especially when you have a Storm Spirit. They need some levels on the Pudge so he can actually hook this Keeper of the Light.
Well, that's why Misery's moved over. Shadow going to cut through the tree line. Ice needs to get in range to make that Rot work, but that's also an Ogre, an insanely tanky style hero. Not even the core is able to zone this out in this one position. Silencer not really having any love, even with that pull. Same time, DC do the same and keep the equilibrium their way.
Even if the early game's going poorly for Wings, they can still make it up in the team fight. It's going to be a long time until they can build Greaves, Lotuses, BKBs, the counters to Global Silence. So come 15-20 minutes, I think Wings can start flexing their lineup.
Oh, bottom lane Faith dropping very low. We haven't even really had a close talk about this bottom lane, the Slaughter versus the Timber. Right now things seem to be pretty even on the CS board, but how is this lane meant to progress?
We actually see Timbersaw not going for a Quelling Blade here, and this is why Slardar is able to actually overcome him in CS. It's very low on regen on the Slardar, but you expect it to go slightly Timbersaw favored.
Well, if Moo can have that, he's going to have a really great transition into that mid game. Maybe be online by the time Wings are ready to fight.
One of the best runes for a Skywrath Mage, Regeneration. That's definitely gonna win the lane for him.
Yeah, that's just gonna spam out the Storm Spirit, and he needs a second option. At least Storm, I don't know if he really wants to start farming up inside of his own jungle. There's actually a couple of stacks prepared. So maybe that's his catch-up, use the remnants.
Yeah, they also need to get levels on the Wisp. Wisp might need to help him out with like a bottle refill to deal with this constant spam from Skywrath Mage.
Well, the lanes have settled down after that first blood in the river. We've had 3.5 minutes of peace. But on bottom lane, the first big rotation is actually going to be, well, I say big, it's Innocence coming down to help. To gank up Moo, he's got 1 point up in simultaneous, he's got a way to get away from this, but then the movement speed, Crush off cooldown in 2 seconds time, no support coming in from DC, the Crush will connect, but Moo, 10 reactive armor charges, he's so tanky, the body block has got enough wedge, and back there, almost, the chain away, they're under the tower, there's no matter on Moo, but Faith, he might be in a little bit too deep here, he needs a way out, Crush is available, where's that tether, it's off cooldown, but the Crush is going to miss, in comes your tether, Moo's looking for an opening, remember he's got no mana, no mango, and that means he can't find the kill. Faith dives deep, but does not kill the Moo.
I really like how Moo baited out that cross there, just ran right outside of the range of Wings trying to make something happen in the other lane, and no TPs even from the supports, so they're comfortable in Moo being sacrificed down there.
I'm wondering if he asked for anything and DC's just like, I'm sorry man, we gotta hold this top tower. You survived that gank and DC gets so much more. The top 3 CS is on the board. The lanes are looking fantastic for DC to start with. They have a small advantage, just now they might find a bigger one. Ice caught out, Rot denial, not possible. Misery gets the last club in.
One bright side for Wings there is that they did drop 2 sentry wards on the top lane at the same time. A little bit of miscommunication from them, and they won't be able to get the D ward on that ops.
So Wings, is this repair zone now for them, or are they still comfortable with progression in the first 5 minutes?
You don't want to lose the lanes this badly. Look at Sky's CS compared to the Storms. 29 versus 11. They were neck and neck at one point.
This looks to be the reason why they're rotating up. So Faithian as well as Innocence looking towards Weeha. Weeha has been very cocky in this mid lane, going over the river, and this is that kind of moment they're waiting for. Faith runs in, they'll get an easy crush. Innocence to help out with the Wisp Spirit, Blink the Storm Spirit! The Mystic Flash! Weeha! He burned the Retina out of Blink! And now it's a 1-1 trade-off, but that was a heavy rotation for Wings. The time committed for that, and it's still a 1-1, the mid for mid.
And the Ogre staying there in the mid lane, really taking its toll on the Storm Spirit. He's not even close to level 6 at this point. Would really like that before they make that rotation. At least they finally get a kill.
Innocence is back on the stacks. And you're already seeing the TP coming over, and Blink, yeah, he doesn't want to go anywhere near that mid lane for now. They have to clean up these stacks inside the Dire jungle in a bit.
But as we say that, DC is already moving into that area, though it will be under the eyes of the observer.
Ice is pinging out. He feels like he's got an opening here. While Resolution was farming the camp, the Dire Observer Ward still sees quite nicely. The rating of and Sentry is too far away. Now Ice moves over. Oh, what's the hook? Actually threads the DC needle, and they have to turn with a rod. Ice stunned up. He'll deny himself with the rod. He's away. Back behind the T1 tower. Still a couple of stick charges up his sleeve. Resolution also with Time Walk and stick charges. They'll back up as far as they can. But Resolution, the ball flap under the tree line, and the glaive is not enough damage. But it is! The last word was had by Wings. Misery's coming up for some deep revenge. He needs to find him in the tree lines. Shadow starts his TP out. Innocence does not have the man to do so. Misery gonna loop around the tree line, try and lock him in, but then to tether away the creep wave, avoiding the Luminant as well. He gets out at the same time. Weeha went for a crazy dive behind the tier 1 tower and lost his life.
Wow, that outplay the Wisps too. They're having a lot of trouble keeping track of him. He doesn't even have boots at the moment, opting for the raindrops instead. Might have even lived from that short charge Illuminate. And now TP on the top, auto refill on IO. They're doing well in this early game now. Yeah. Off the back of the rotation of the Wisp, they really need some more pokes from Ice.
You know, it's that same thing we saw from the Wings charges previously. Never really felt his big influence inside the game. He normally was just that fear which allowed his other supports to have space, but this silencer, he can't really make the most out of that.
Yeah, DC has to make sure not to overstay their welcome in the safe lane, in Wings' safe lane, that is. A lot of times we'll see the 3 heroes just stay there way too long, get cleaned up by heavy rotation from the mid laner. But Storm, not having a good time. He's also not gotten any kill runes. Last 2 runes, haste, double damage, going to the way of the Skywrath Mage. 8-minute rune will be a bounty for Storm.
So again, no joy on the rune. There is a lot of joy to be had in that bottom lane. DC, Moo is just having a great time as he comes in close over on the Slider. 2 points up, Intimidate is available, but he's not going to play that game as on top lane. Oh, Keeper of the Light gets caught out. Finally one of those hooks.
Yeah, it's about to be that time where they need to maybe dish this or reinforce it with the help of the Moo. Timber are forced to help out the other lanes, and that's why you see the Timber out of control on CS.
Well, they have to find a way to completely shut him down at some point, or else Moo's going to do what Moo's done before. Huge win rate on that Timbersaw.
Man, the 8-minute rune was there for quite a long time. Haste for Sky.
Nice thing for Weeha if he wants to get aggressive. Also, nice way to chase the Storm Spirit, who's only got maybe 1/4 of his mana to steal. Weeha gonna miss Mystic Flare. So some decent damage to the Storm Spirit. Wow, okay, doing more than decent. It was amplified by the steal to start with. But Blink, this is just not his game.
Yeah, they got rid of a lot of the raindrop charges. Moo going in deep on bottom.
Yeah, Faith so low, but confident enough to stand next to his own tier 2 tower. Doesn't want to back up completely. Wants to make Moo a little bit more fearful of being between the tier 1 and tier 2 tower before even the 10-minute marker. Because he's doing this with a creep skip, it guarantees the early tier 1. And the help comes in from Toddle.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
As we say that, Blink and IO.
Well, can they jump this? No, still the application. Phase comes in. There's your first jump. Tries to start with no vortex for the damage. He
Saksa just ditched him right there. I think with an Illuminate, he could have been able to get a triple kill right there. But Moo, Dead to Rice, tried to do what he could.
He almost managed to give himself, as he said, a triple kill. He just needed more time. But it wasn't available. Resolution, walking right next to Shadow in the tree lines. He doesn't know. He came so close, he could probably smell him. Unless he goes around the corner of that tree, he still doesn't know. Shadow, cloak and dagger stuff, but he'll need help if they want to defend this. Innocent still doesn't have level 6, so there's no help coming there, and there it is. They just back out. Get TP of the Shadow back to base.
All that time wasted actually could have been done to the damage done to the tower. It's at 300 HP and need a little bit of help from Faceless Void. Also Shadow going for a little bit of a different build. Arcane Curse would have been potentially pretty good versus spammy heroes like the Faceless Void, this guy, and the Timber, but opting to prioritize the last word so that Timber can't run away, Faceless Void can't cast Chrono, and just overall a little bit better synergy for their team fight.
Little extra control also arriving for Wings as Dismember arrives, the first tome being used on the Pudge. Really trying to make up for those levels he couldn't achieve on the top because he just had to hug the silencer so close.
But DC had so much control over Wings' jungle with another deep Observer Ward as they finish the T1 on top. Wisp just closing in on level 6 should get it after this camp. And starting to eye where those relocate ganks will happen as Ice perches in the bottom lane.
Yeah, he's waiting to prepare on move. With the implication he knows he's going to get the hit, the chain up. Ice still waits his time out.
Hooking up
Oh no.
And not enough mana for a hook dismember, especially with a level 3 chain on the Timbersaw.
Dire's middle tower is under
But
attack.
Y and Blink are ready, waiting for the opportunity. It could be on top if he uses a defensive global silence.
That's where DC is headed at the moment with a 3-man smoke maneuver. As we'll have ourselves, just a quick pause. Nice start as far as DC feel like it was a good start for them. Overall, it's been moving between 1,500 net worth going the way of DC. But Wings, they've repaired a 2k deficit in experience, dragging it back their way after what was a bit of a harsh start in the first part of the laning. Can't believe that guy got
Who'd you vote for, Toby?
Fire! Who else? He's the man. Well, we can go again as the pause is over. And Shadow has to be prepared for this. The Chrono Spear out with a Mystic Flare. It's the old school combo and the Illuminate. The damage! It's not enough for the one charge. He will still die. We hired an extra Arcane Orb up his sleeves.
Oh, Skyrat's actually so fast with the Bloodlust. He's moving like 412 move speed. Bloodlust just ran off him, but he's very farm close again on the Atos. And one of your main concerns about running a Core Sky is that he's going to fall off similar to perhaps the Core Jakira that they ran earlier. But when he's this far ahead of the Storm Spirit, looks to be a pretty good game for him, but it's a slippery slope.
It is, but Wings still finding space while that gank was going on, so Silencer not the happiest time of all. Still gonna be happy that's his first death in 12.5 minutes.
Do you believe in the taunt curse, Toby?
I believe in the cockiness curse, yeah. Don't go too deep. I think Weehara already got that a little bit when he died behind the tier 1 tower.
Needs to do the dirty bird a few more times.
Top lane, Moo's gonna come over, Resolution waiting in the trees, no Chrono Spear available for DC.
They're just fading it out at the moment, just waiting.
I'm surprised Fade comes to... Okay, that's the reason, yeah. He's already got that early Blink Dagger. With Tranquils, it's a little bit raw. No early stat items over on Faithian.
And that Observer Ward will not catch wind of the Slardar nor the Io. So they are still blind. Although, you know, Silencer farming out alone with threat of relocate.
The thing actually came out. They think there's something going up here. DC's rotating support, but it might be too late. Misery taking heavy damage. The multicast not enough to save his life. And now Resolution has to time walk back to the tier 1 tower.
Wings did such a good job of evading vision of that Observer Ward, but without Chronosphere up, not sure if DC can fight here. They're
forcing it. Deep in, time dilation, global silence comes out from Shadow, making this very difficult. Face beyond, blink forward, stuns over on Resolution. With the Timid chain over, they need more damage. Resolution's gonna go down, the Illuminate barely nicks the back of Face, but with the Timid chain forward, Moon's bringing the damage, but it's just not enough. Face beyond, into the tree line, blink, he's got it, he's into the tree, starting a TP, the Hawk away, keeping it going, all the way home. It's found Hawking TA6 style. You're still brought back with a relocate, so Innocence will have to give up his life here.
He lost a whopping 4 gold from that, already perking his urn. right before, and I don't know how Wings managed to make it out of that one, but that was a very fast global silence from Shadow right as Moo went in. As we can see, like, DC can't do anything during the global silence, not as of yet. Faces Void going for an early Vlads, it seems. The Diffusal Blade is normally the build, maybe a little bit later on for the Faces Void if you want to counter the global silence. Timbersaw still has a long way to go until his Bloodstone, then maybe a Yules or a Lotus to deal with it.
So we see now how DC love to push. Second global silence goes down. They know they got the advantage. They've got Chronosphere up as well, so they attack into the tier 1 tower. They can keep going unless Wings want to try and fight them.
Not there.
Maybe at the tier 2. DC, are they going to keep going?
They need to take it easy during the Chronosphere, and Punch has to be really quick with his hook during the Chronosphere because the Skywrath ult does insane amounts of damage, especially with how high level Wii is. He doesn't have level 2 ulti quite yet, but the response time has to come within half a second.
Nice deep ward down by Zuxa. Looking deeper in, Shadow. Well, easy TP out of the top lane too. Moo can't cancel that, no stuns. So Yule Scepters for this Timbersaw.
They use a dire scan near the top room, so they know that everyone's down here.
Well, that's one way to... No, he even missed it now. It's one way to deny a catapult.
But look at where they're setting up. Global silence coming off cooldown in just 10 seconds time. We in very, very deep.
Fate doesn't have vision of him. Now he will. Flame Crush. Storm Spirit jumps forward. Skywrath main. No real defense abilities. Resolution. He time warped in like he was about to go for the Chronosphere and then pulled out.
I have to one once again for taking all these fights outside of DC's vision. They do have a ward in this mid lane
coming over. That Observer will see space. Ice still on the back line. Ready to be that saving grace. Flame Crush. Misery now hooked down. Does he have enough damage? Resolution. No mana for a Chrono. And the global silence. They can't respond now, DC. Literally mute button's been pressed. Wings, they will be forced out. As Moo's on the front lines, they go back up to the hillside of the Radiant jungle. But they're still surrounding that mid tier 1 town, but not for long.
Such a tricky place for DC. They want to fight because they're right outside their T1 and they have vision, but the Skywrath has been down, and as soon as we respawn, Wings are out of there.
Notice too where Wee's TPing, he goes straight down to bot lane. He'll walk up and find the Storm Spirit with that Rod of Atos. The hook out again. The Rod of Atos slow. It cannot hold people inside that Mystic Flare, and it's still a level 1. It wasn't enough damage to get through Blink anyway.
They really want to take a fight with the Chronosphere up here. No global silence on Wings, and they know they have to get out of here right now.
And no global, no relocate, so you don't even have that saving grace when one of your cores gets caught in the Chrono.
But the battle of the cooldown of the ultimates are going to Wings at the moment. Global silence, 130 seconds, Chronosphere, same, 130, but they haven't been able to use it. And if this keeps going like this, Wings are just going to continue to get a lot of farm from the Storm Spirit, who had a terrible early game. He was maybe 1,500 below the Skywrath, but now they're caught up. DC with an aggressive maneuver, smoking down near Roche.
You wonder if it's one of those lanes again. Like, Jakira's really great up against Medusa, but what happens after you hit the 15-minute mark? Like, how does this Skywrath mage keep doing work?
They want kills. Like, ideally, it's just with the Ogre, so you don't have to blow the Chronosphere, but Shadow, he, I believe, was scouted out as he headed into there, but if the smoke pops, they're going to think it's because of the tower, so they can't head over there. Radiant has used Scan, thinking that Shadow's in the trees, will light up green, and we will have to find another person to kill.
Now they missed their target. They can go down a bottom lane, but there's 3 dire Observer wards all through the Radiant jungle. So vision superiority, at least in the jungle itself, will go to Wings, but around the tower fight, it will be the favor of DC.
DC have also missed their D wards on the bottom lane, and Wings still have 3 up there. Smoke, again, right as Global Silence is about to come off cooldown.
They want to defend bottom. The recall already came in. Weeha was brought in. Blink in the neighborhood. There's your first crush. Did that help with the blast right? Yeah, there is. Double TPs, but Global Silence again causing problems. Misery will arrive at Faith. He's in way too deep. The double crush, but Seal, Mystic Flare will find the kill. Eyesight, he's trapped. The Creeper blocks him in the tree line. He can't escape. The Illuminate will help get the kill. But it goes to Weeha. As Wings force the issue a little too hard under the tier 1.
They expected a relocate coming right there. Faith went in. You got a very important hero on the Skywrath main, but Storm seemed a little bit too far behind. Even with level 2 Electric Vortex, it would have been a kill, and don't know where the Wisp and his partner was, but they don't even have to blow Chronosphere for that. Early Vlads, they can threaten Road, but they don't really have good heroes to pick it off. That's a very overwhelming concern for DC.
It's when that Diffusal Blade is up, that's been less concerns for DC. But for now, Wings, Bloodstones are up for both sides. Blink gets his fresh one now with 12 Bloodstone charges, and the same for Move. So these guys are very happy with their mana regen pulls.
The itemization from Wings looks like a Force Staff coming out from Slardar, counter to the Skywrath ulti, and then some magic resistance coming out from Ice with a casual cloak. Shadow, early damage item in the drums, and working towards that Atos. Atos is, yeah, pretty decent if they want to focus people down that are having trouble locking people down because the Pudge does not have a Blink Dagger. And Slaughter has to start off the fight.
You can say, yeah, Ice. Well, here they go. He walks straight up the hillside, Mana League, and he goes through the Dismember. No lucky rot death there. So DC get a free kill.
3 unanswered kills by them, but Misery looks to be a